Hey guys, my name's Zahra, also known as Zurus on TikTok, and today I'm going to be sharing a little tutorial on how I created my last video. So let's get right into it. Alright, so the very first thing that we're going to do is open up Adobe After Effects and import our footage. For this tutorial, I'm going to be creating the same effect from earlier with this cat as my example, because you could do this with pretty much anything. Alright, now I'm going to create a new composition by dragging this footage onto this icon to create a new composition. I'm going to click this layer that now appeared on my timeline and hit Ctrl D. I'll rename this layer to Rotoscope. And now I'll go over to the Rotoscope tool, double click this layer, and basically head to a frame where my object isn't moving as much, like right here. And I'm just gonna start rotoscoping. If I hit Alt, I guess, Alt will create this red cursor, and I can actually drag over parts that I don't want to include, like this part. Alright, so I think I have a pretty decent roto, so I'm gonna just hit freeze and let that do its thing. So once that roto brush is frozen, I'm gonna go into the individual parameters for this, and I like to solo this layer just so I can see it better. I'm just gonna adjust these until it's less of a harsh corner, because I don't want it to be too hard. And you guys can do it. You guys can do whatever you want for this, really. It just depends on what object you have and how you want it to appear in the final version. So I'm just gonna kind of feather the edges a lot for this one. I really don't need too hard of an edge. All right, so now that that's done, I'm gonna hit right click, pre-compose, and name this effect. Now the first thing I'm gonna do is add a curves adjustment layer, crank that up, and maybe I'll even add some more contrast, so like something like that. The second effect I'm gonna add is a mosaic. That's gonna go right underneath that one. Now I can take these and like adjust these also, so it looks better. And I want to keep these numbers the same, so 4, 5, 6 feels good, and that's what we have right now. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do after these two is search for the glow effect, and I will use this one. These are all native in After Effects, so you shouldn't have any problems. And I'm just going to set this to this, and add a little radius to it. You're probably already starting to see how this turns into what it did. Then, I used Colorama, but you don't have to. Just to add some more like fun. The input phase, oh no, I changed the output cycle to like I think it was Deep Ocean. Actually, Caribbean. I think it was this one. Oh yeah, and the Colorama has to exist underneath the glow, otherwise this will happen. So that's what that looks like. And you can adjust the curves also to kind of get this see-through effect, I want to say. Like it looks marbled almost. Play around with these until you like it. Whatever works best, honestly. Alright, so my glow's on top, my Colorama's underneath, my mosaic, and then on top of this glow, I'm gonna add another mosaic. So let's go back in, add another mosaic, and I'll set this one to 300. So this makes the glow on top also have some pixels, just so it looks like more, I guess, indistinguishable. All right, so this layer is soloed right now. We're gonna unsolo it. This is what I have so far. The next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna duplicate, this is so funny. I'm gonna duplicate this layer, and I'm gonna change the blending mode on this to add. Then I'm going to go into my effects again and add on top a fast box blur and just crank this up. This just adds a little bit more like atmosphere, I guess. The last effect that I'm gonna use is a hue and saturation adjustment layer, and I'm gonna go in and just play around with these colors until I find something that I like. And then once you're happy with the results, obviously you can go to File, Export, Add to Render Queue, and H.264 is great. I'm gonna export this into a random folder. Cut. Hit render, and then you are done. So yeah, that's the effect, and it's super easy. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and hopefully I'll make more of these. So yeah, see you next time.